Welcome back to the Fox 9 Morning Buzz.
Good morning. Welcome back on this Monday. For more than 80 years, the Miss Minnesota pageant has dedicated itself to service, scholarship, success, and of course, style.
This weekend, the new Miss Minnesota was crowned, and later this year, she'll be representing the North Star State in the 2019 Miss America competition. Joining us this morning, Miss Minnesota 2019, Kathryn Kueppers. Good morning.
Good morning.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's finally starting to sink in.
Right?
It is. It's starting to sink in. I am really Miss Minnesota.
Right? Saturday night was the competition. How does it feel 2 days later now?
I feel like I've actually gotten a good night of sleep, so I'm a little bit more awake. It's just wonderful. My house is a mess because everything is everywhere, but it's been really wonderful first 2 days so far.
We were just watching the video. You were on the stage. What was going through your mind just moments before they named you?
Okay, I do love the MCs, but I already told them this. I was getting a little bit mad at them because they were doing their joking filler, and the new Miss Minnesota is going to be announced in a second, and me and Alyssa, my first run-up, we were just dying, like, please just announce it. Just
come
say the
on
name.
already.
Yeah, so we were in bear hug mode in each other. I think both of us would have just fallen. I did fall, if you saw the video. Both of us would have just fallen apart in that moment. We were trying to hold each other together.
Yeah, and you did, and you got crowned, and that's awesome. Looking at your resume, you have done so much. It looks like you won the preliminary awards for social impact, and then your performance talent. I read that you're a wonderful singer.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So I do perform. I perform a jazz vocal to Sentimental Mood, and it's something that I arranged to be a little bit different. So if you know the song, you might not recognize this version of it because I added riffs and runs to really use full use of my vocal range, which I've really worked to increase over the last year. So I was so honored when I did win the Talent Award. Again, I almost fell down when I got that award as well. That just seems to be a theme for me. Yeah, it was a really wonderful opportunity to sing that.
But a graceful fall down, I'm sure.
Probably, yes. I mean, getting up is hard because you're in heels and a gown.
Yes.
Right.
How long have you, I guess for that, how long have you been singing, and when did you realize, okay, this is going to be the talent going forward for me?
You know, I would love to say I've been singing my whole life because my mother and my aunts have all been singers. So I grew up around that and learning about vocal jazz and what it means to be a singer. But I think I knew I wanted to have it be my talent probably in 7th or 8th grade when I first started taking voice lessons seriously. And I knew I wanted jazz to be my talent only 2 years ago. I just really started to fall in love with the genre.
Yeah, well, obviously it was beautiful. You won the judges over. Speaking of your mother, this is super impressive. She won the competition back in 1983.
Yes, she did. She also competed at Miss America with Vanessa Williams, which is sort of cool. So it's sort of a fun piece of trivia. We're the 11th mother-daughter pair to win a state title in the entire history of the Miss America organization. So in 99, almost 100 years of history, we're the only pair of mother and daughter to win a state title and go to Miss America.
So does she give you tips, or does she try to stay out of it? Because she, I mean, like, what's that dynamic like?
She tries. I sometimes am a little bit non-receptive. We do have a good working relationship, though, with that, because I know, especially with singing jazz, and that is her background of music is jazz. I love getting her advice on that. But competing now is so different than it was back then, especially with the rise of social media and politics and everything just being so much different, and even the women's movement these days. So she also is aware that I have a good sense of what it means to compete now, and she has a good sense of what it means for the history of the pageant to compete now.
So you're like, thank you for your suggestion, Mom, but I'm going to go this way.
Yes, we're in 2019 now.
Right? I'm curious, because we were going to talk about, what it takes to prepare yourself. You've talked about the singing a little bit, but you talk about how it's different because of social media and the women's movement. What should young people who maybe are looking to go into these competitions know about what type of preparation it does take?
Yeah. Honestly, there is a lot of different type of preparation. It's an organization that the more you give into it, the more you get out. So I spent a lot of time speaking to community organizations and speaking about Miss America to prepare myself for the interview. Of course, preparing for talent with vocal lessons and singing around the Twin Cities. And honestly, really preparing with my committee and what it meant to be Miss Minnesota for me. So all of that in addition to doing school and working part-time. So it really is a lot if you're willing to put that into it. But I will say that these days the organization is about community service and educational scholarships first and foremost. So there is no swimsuit competition anymore, and it really is on the content of each woman's character competing than just her style.
That's
so
great.
what does it mean to you to be Miss Minnesota, and maybe, maybe beyond Miss America?
Maybe beyond Miss America. It's a little stressful to think about Miss America right now. I just was crowned Miss Minnesota. Honestly, the job means so much to me. The opportunity to bring new women into the program, to promote this organization on shows like this, thank you so much for having me, and really to really further this organization for the next year.
So you don't know when, and you don't know where,
when, and we
but
don't
you
know
know
when.
you're going next.
It's happening. It's for sure happening live on
Miss
NBC.
America.
Yes.
We don't know when, we don't know where. We will
Right.
know soon.
Okay.
I will
you
get back
will be
to you
ready.
soon.
You
And I will be ready
to go.
Yeah, and we'll be cheering you on the
Yes,
whole
thank
way.
you.
Kathryn, congratulations. And
Thank you so much.
You are a great
Now take
representative.
a deep breath.
Yes.
And maybe go get some more sleep.
Yeah, and then
maybe.
go back and take a nap.
Okay,
Yeah, there you
exactly.
go.
All right,
For more
thanks.
information on the Miss Minnesota Scholarship Program, visit missminnesota.org.